What is up, YouTube? This is your girl Killer Rose. I got news, but I'm gonna keep this short. The AC is not working, so it's just a hot summer. But oh my God, it's tough. But I just want to say that I'm sorry. I've been in this loophole, and I'm trying to get out of it. So I told myself that I'm gonna lose weight, and I haven't taken myself seriously. So that's just the truth. I was putting it off for some time because I found some actual news about my family member, and it was on Fox 10 news. It was it was something serious. So I'm just gonna talk about it, and it's a serious topic. I don't really like to expose people or do stuff like that. That's just for me, that's just not who I am. I don't expose people, but I do share the truth, and I just don't like to lie. I've taken a break, on just to go to the gym. I just felt so out of place. I know this person personally. This is my actual family member, my cousin. And go to, if you want to pause this real quick, go to Fox 10 News, and you'll scroll down. It'll say arrest made, and it's not gonna be 3 people or anything. I think it's 2 days ago that it happened, and it's in Queen Creek. So if you want to take a look at it, take a look at it. It's terrible. I've just, it's not any of the family members' fault. They already know. My dad, he tried to give him a chance to live with us, but he just wouldn't come to terms with my dad's business. And it's his business, so I'm not gonna put this whole everything online, because it's just it's a thing. It's like a one hell of a story. So I'm not gonna put it out there, and it's only because I do have family members that are close proximity to me. So it's personal. So yeah, it's out there. The business is there. For me, I don't condone that personally. If you're homeless, definitely take your animals out and give it to a friend or a family member that you know and care, and that you know that they are the ones who deserve an animal that they can take care of themselves, or give it away, and just have high hopes that it's in good hands, because you're just putting yourself in a predicament that it could just lead into some time in jail if you're not careful with your animals. And for me, I just don't agree with that, what he did, especially in the court hearing. Basically they give him his charges, and what, well, they were releasing him in his own reconnaissances. I don't, it's just a plea deal. He's basically a walking free man now, but with restrictions. So a lot of people are not happy, And I say that's valid because, I mean, that is just a horrible thing to do to two dogs. And you'll see the story. It's so absurd and stupid. Like, I wouldn't even put, like, say for instance, Mona and Kiko. Kiko's it's another dog of mine. Okay, so, and you already know about Mona Lisa. But if I had two dogs, right, and I was in a position where I was homeless and I only have a car, and I guess you can see I'm sweating right now, so AC is out the door, and there's no way I'm gonna go to a job that's like 6 hours, and it's close to 8. It's just a 2-hour gap, and that's it. And for me, that's just ridiculous. That's like no excuse. And he claimed that he didn't, kill the dogs intentionally. But the thing is that there's 2 dogs that were harmed. They were dead. And he didn't want to accept the restrictions that the judge was trying to make on him. And was I there? No, I was not there, nor I know what he was thinking. But as it sounded like, he was trying to know why the judge was trying to place restrictions on him from not, having any contact with animals after this fact. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the video yourself. It's I don't have any words for it. And then for him to address himself as the living man, they really don't care about that. I mean, I have been in court before, but that's for just a restraining order. And what they really care about is DOB, date of birth, and your name, your first and last name. That's all they care about as an introduction of getting to know who you are, and that they are seeing your case, so, they know exactly who they're speaking to, and that's addressing you to the court. And it's just so weird. I would think that he would get himself like a lawyer or something, because after they arrest you, they give you your Miranda rights. So as soon as they arrest you, you get to have a lawyer appointed to you. So I'm surprised he did all the talking, but maybe he represent himself. I think that was under the 6th Amendment. I'm not really sure, but I've researched on that if you could, and yes, you can. But in most cases, when you do represent yourself, it's like a lost cause. I mean, you gotta be really good at studying law, and your basic human rights. But in this stance, there is no like defense on anything. They have concrete evidence against you. So that's what I mean. Like, if it was me, I would say I wouldn't speak unless they told me to speak, So that's the best case scenario, is to not let yourself, look like a clown or a lunatic. They're gonna address you, and they're gonna let you speak, and you cannot interrupt the judge. Trust me, it's not a winning game when you're trying to interrupt the judge. And representing yourself, as you see so many videos, I mean, for me, I've seen many videos, and it just turns into just more of a curse than a blessing when you're trying to address yourself and the crimes that you committed. And it's so weird. but you will get to see once you see it. And for me, I would have definitely gotten myself a lawyer, you know, because if I if I couldn't afford one, if I was homeless like that, yes, I would have someone like speak for me, and I would like actually, you know, probably speak to them too, you know, and they'll get to know me, then in the case, whoever, whatever it is. But you know, and it's just so weird. It's so baffling to see someone that you know on television, and it was something that terrible that happened to those dogs, by the way. I just felt so disgusted. I couldn't, it's not like I couldn't live with myself. It's just that I couldn't just be seen in public in a way. And now it's not my fault that this happened. It's just that, you know, knowing that just like my family it's just so, it's so weird. You know, I don't compare myself to other people. I don't like doing that. I always say to myself that I would rather pray more to myself than other people. Yeah, sure, I can say, you know, hey, I know you're going through a tough time, and I just want to let you know that I'm keeping thoughts and prayers. I'm gonna pray for you a bit. But there's other people like that's different. Like, I'm gonna pray for you because you're doing this. You know it's wrong. So, you know, good luck reaching upstairs. But that's mean. So I'm like, no, dude. We all sin. We all do crazy stuff. And trust me, I'm the type of person who done some unspeakable things that I believe that I need to be prayed, you know, and just to have people say, hey, you know what, you're not alone, and I'm sorry you had to go through this, Rose, and I get it, you know, and I'm in the same predicament as you are, or you were in, and I just want to say that, you know, maybe I don't believe in God, but I do have some thoughts, and I just want to say, hey, I hope you're okay. And that's fine. You know, you don't have to believe in God, which is really, you know, I mean, but if, you know, if you said something nice to me like that, I would say, well, thank you. I do appreciate your kind words, and I will have some thoughts and prayers for you as well. You know, it's a tough world out there, and for something like that, you have to have accountability, and it's, I don't know. For me, I always take the chance of trying to do better, to be a better person, to do good things. I don't like to share what I do good in. I don't like to boast like that. Sorry guys, I'm like sweating like crazy. It's like a sauna in here, so I'm just gonna probably take a few minutes of this, and after that I'm gonna work out. It's been nothing but craziness, and it's not anyone's fault but my own. So if you see the cheese puffy or whatever, that's what it is. And if you see me sweating, it's because it's hot in here. And yeah, you cannot be breathing like this, nor, you know, and it's especially when dogs have fur. It gets so hot to have a fur coat. And not only that, but how long that they have to withstand, and 6 hours doesn't cut it, especially for a small bowl. Even a big one, what if it's knocked over? Then they don't have any water. Anything can happen at that time, including to turn the car off. Oh, there was 2 comments that I didn't like. Of course there will be comments, and everywhere, and everyone's gonna tell him that he's a scumbag, that he's a POS, that, you know, that he deserves to go in jail, and why is it a misdemeanor than a felony? And yeah, that's my question as well. I thought he was gonna be, you know, locked up, but that face is gonna be permanently there on TV. Not only that, but on YouTube. So, and on you know, at least a big platform, a big company. So, you know, it's crazy to know that, you know someone that actually did some crazy stunts. And there's one comment in particular that just caught my eye. Trying to think of it, but the second one was this guy saying that, you know, like he was basically saying, like, why is an illegal doing an illegal thing? So basically he thinks that because he's a brown, like Hispanic or Mexican, that he's illegal. He's you know, he's not from here in America, which is not true. You cannot think that way. And yes, that there's one person in particular that I've seen, or like I've seen another YouTube video, and there was this one guy, he was white, you know, and there was two Hispanics, Mexican males, that were just going to a gas station to get something to eat, you know, after a long days of work. And he ended up, like, that white guy ended up trying to you know, to see like who they were, and trying to see if they were there as, you know, here as an American citizen. They, you know, probably, you know, they barely spoke any English. I mean, I can hear some pieces here and there, but you can tell that they have an accent and that they were Mexican descent. So yeah, I mean, he basically pulled a gun out and start blasting, and luckily those two guys, they're still alive. They definitely took some surgical matters, so it definitely like affected them long term. So they're not able to work, or they're not able to at least do that type of work, or their hours are changed so like enough to the point where they cannot you know, they cannot support their families. So, but that's just one video. And so I'm like, these people cannot think that just because I'm Hispanic does not mean that I'm, you know, doesn't mean that I'm illegal. So like I am a citizen of the United States, right? But someone can look at me and say, wow, Rose could be an immigrant, but in reality I'm not. I'm here as, you know, born in the United States, and there's some people who think, you know, otherwise. So it's more like a delusional assumption. And so yeah, you don't want to think that way. It just, you know, that's just pure racism, you know. You don't, it's just, it's so crazy to think that way. And so that's just one comment that just bothered me. And but I was like, you know what, this is why I just don't go to comments like this, especially when there's a family member that's being affected by it. And of course, by any means, I do not defend this guy. He did something that was very, very wrong. And it's just, you know, mental issues. That's just what it is. And and so many other things. You do not leave your dog out for 6 hours in the middle of the heat like this in Arizona. Take in any other state that's very hot, like in California, Texas, New Mexico, Florida. You can take it everywhere that's very hot and that's dangerously, extremely hot to the point where even humans are affected by it. And now, if I can't stand, being in this car for just 20 minutes, imagine how hot it is to be in it for 6 hours. And for me, I've cried for these dogs. I'm so mad that this happened. It's just, like I've seen videos like that where police like officers would have to break a window just to save a dog from actually dying. They would have to put bowls, or like water bottles. They had to, drink, to hold the palm in their hand. And it's so sad, guys. It's very sad. And so, yeah, it's crazy. And you don't ever want to interrupt a judge, for one. That's just one thing you don't want to do. And then it's just, and then this one guy, I remember now, this one guy's like, why is everyone making a big deal out of it? It's just two dogs, it's just a dog that, it's not, he's trying to play it off like it's not a big crime or anything. Sorry, guys. It's like, my God, I'm sweating like a bit here, so I'm just gonna go on a few minutes. If my phone overheats, well, my phone overheats. And yeah, right now it's like 98 degrees right now, but I'm not sure about my weather app. But for my car, it says that it's 98 degrees right now. And I'm just gonna adjust my phone a bit, so I'm sorry. But yeah, take a look at it. I mean, like, I known this guy for like my entirely of my life. I mean, this is like my closest family to, from my dad's side. So, yeah. Anything else, I will answer some, some comments. I know I have been off for a while, but, yeah, this is something you shouldn't play with, and I, hope to God that you take care of your animals, just like if they're your children. I cannot fathom what it would be like to stay in this car for 6 hours, not having any water or any food. But forget about food. For me, it's like, you shouldn't have animals to begin with if you're homeless like this. And if you have to leave them for a whole shift, to go to work, like, that's inexcusable. If you're homeless, you need to like have someone else to take care of your dogs, or have someone to take your dogs so other people can adopt them, and in a way you can actually be free and work more than just one job. I say 2 jobs or 3. I mean, you could do Uber Eats, anything on the side. I mean, there's this app called Wanolo. I mean, I have used it before when I was strapped for cash, and it just basically gives you a shift that you preferably want, and it could be any type of job that they can offer around your area. So Wanolo is WONOLO. I think that's what it is. If you have seen this video so far, yes, please please give that a try if you're strapped for cash. Um, Uber Eats, DoorDash, if you could sign up for that, that's good too. Look at any of like fast food chains or anything that could benefit you. I mean, sorry guys, I'm like sticky. No, not sticky. I'm like sweaty like crazy right now, and that's just what it is, and it's getting into my eyes, so it's tough. So 25 minutes, I'm getting out of here, guys. But that's just that's the one thing I just wanted to get off of my chest. I just cannot explain how, like, saying how this is. So like, my eyes are burning because of my sweat, so if you see my eyes blinking a lot, I'm sorry. That's just who I am. I have that issue for the longest time. If my eyes blink a lot, that's just I really don't know. Disability, that's what they call it, but they don't really know. So I just stopped researching it. I just thought, well, eventually it will have to go away on its own. But yeah, enough about me. Rest in peace of those dogs. They deserve better in life, and they shouldn't be out in that heat, because they didn't go out in the easiest way. And to die of a heat stroke or anything in particular of heat exhaustion is just a terrible way to go. And I'm just so sorry about those dogs. And it's, I mean, I could say a lot, but I preferably do not want to piss off my family members. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, guys. And yeah, I'm gonna have a good workout. I'm gonna work out hard. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.